Once celebrated as one of K-pop's most striking visuals, Hwang Hyunjin's rise wasn't smooth. It was a path marked by high praise and even higher scrutiny. It's not just a story of fame and fandom, but of silence, scandal, and second chances. In a world obsessed with flawless images, here's how Hyunjin became a symbol of raw imperfection and resilience. March to Seoul. An only child named Hwang Hyunjin quietly moved through school halls, avoiding attention wherever possible. He wasn't the talkative kid or the one winning sports trophies. Sports courts were his escape, not his passion. He wasn't chasing dreams, he was dodging eyes. But one day, fate interrupted. A JP Entertainment scout spotted him. Although the moment felt like a dream, Hyunjin decided to take a chance and stepped into the demanding world of K-pop training. That's when the real fight began. He didn't enter training with confidence. Instead, he walked in with doubt and insecurity. The praise, non-existent. The pressure, immense. Hyunjin heard again and again, not ready yet. He practiced endlessly, often breaking into tears. Not because he wanted to be perfect, but because he didn't want to be invisible. What made him stand out wasn't raw talent, it was obsession. He would rewatch performance tapes dozens of times, adjusting the angle of a single head turn or the curve of a hand. 2018. Stray Kids debuted, and with it, the world was introduced to Hyunjin's sharp visuals and expressive performances. He became an instant fan favorite. His face graced fan edits, TikToks, and billboard ads. But while fans called him a prince, Hyunjin still felt like a commoner in disguise. Behind the scenes, he wrestled with intense self-doubt. There were whispers that he was the group's weakest dancer. Every misstep felt like proof that he didn't belong. Yet on stage, something switched. The nervous teenager grew into a mesmerizing force on stage. That contrast of idle and insecure teen was the tightrope he walked daily. He developed his own pre-show rituals, breathing exercises, stretching alone in a corner. He'd quietly unfold old fan letters tucked in his wallet, reading them like secret treasures. It wasn't just nerves, it was survival. Because one stumble could feed an entire wave of hate online. Then came the storm. February 2021. A nameless accusation appeared online, claiming Hyunjin had bullied classmates back in his middle school days. The claims included verbal abuse, mocking appearances, and emotional manipulation. Screenshots, though blurry and unverified, went viral. The timing was brutal. Stray Kids were gaining momentum globally. Suddenly, Hyunjin's name was attached to hashtags like Hyunjin leaves Stray Kids. Protest trucks lined up outside JYP's headquarters. Fan bases were split. Some defended him fiercely, digging through school records and past interviews. Others demanded accountability, regardless of how old the claims were. JYP responded by launching a thorough internal probe, speaking with former students, teachers, and the original poster. The accounts were mixed. While some stood up for Hyunjin's character, others pointed to past behavior they described as thoughtless or immature. In the end, JP didn't claim innocence or guilt, but Hyunjin didn't wait for a PR-crafted statement. He met the accuser personally, he apologized in writing, and then he vanished. For nearly 4 months, Hyunjin disappeared from the public eye. No music shows, no social media, no staged apologies. In a digital age where silence often equals guilt, fans worried, was his career over? Behind the scenes, he donated quietly to youth organizations and spent time reflecting, not on how to clean his image, but how to grow. He volunteered at community centers anonymously, where no one asked for selfies or called him an idol. He read books on empathy, psychology, and bullying, trying to understand not just what he did, but why it hurt. When he finally returned in June through a surprise cameo in mixtape OA, fans were stunned. His dancing carried a new emotional weight. It wasn't just technical, it was storytelling. His comeback wasn't explosive. No big press tour, no fancy announcement, just a boy who danced like he'd lived through something real. Over time, fans started noticing the change, not just in skill but in presence. Hyunjin performed like someone who knew how fragile everything could be. He trained harder, danced deeper, and refused to speak publicly about the scandal. He let his actions, not his words, rebuild the trust. By the end of 2022, fans weren't just talking about his looks, they were talking about his growth. Even other idols noticed. Behind the scenes, Hyunjin became known for encouraging younger trainees. He stayed after rehearsals to help others practice. He even co-choreographed portions of performances, pouring emotion into every move. Just when it seemed like things had calmed, 2024 threw more chaos his way. First, the phone wallpaper scandal. A blurry photo sparked rumors that Hyunjin was dating aespa's Karina. Twitter exploded, but within hours Hyunjin debunked it himself, posting the original drawing and shutting down the noise. The sketch? A fictional character from a personal project. But the real drama came next. Leaked anonymous chat logs began circulating, alleging that Hyunjin had a one-night encounter with former trainee Han So-hee. The post went viral overnight. Fans were divided again. But then came the twist. The original poster admitted the story was fake. Han So-hee also denied it. Still, anti-fans sent protest trucks, calling this his third strike. JYP didn't flinch. This time they released a bold statement, promising strict legal action against rumor spreaders. Hyunjin remained quiet, but the fandom stood louder than ever. On Bubble, fans shared encouraging messages. Stray Kids fan base organized online campaigns to promote positivity. Hyunjin never tried to play victim. Rather than hiding behind fame, he faced his shortcomings head-on and chose to grow with quiet grace. His handwritten letters weren't flashy, they were honest. He spoke about shame, about learning, about how words spoken years ago can scar someone forever. He started supporting mental health initiatives, working behind the scenes. He renewed his contract with JYP in 2024 and began taking more creative control, writing, producing, even co-directing concepts. In 2025, his remix collaboration with Troye Sivan's Rush showed a new side of him, playful, bold, artistic. Fans saw a Hyunjin who wasn't chasing perfection anymore, he was chasing authenticity. His performances reflected a new mantra. Art should reflect truth, not just beauty. Hyunjin's story isn't a redemption arc wrapped in a bow. It's still messy. It's still ongoing. But maybe that's why it resonates. In a world fixated on flawless images, it's his willingness to show flaws, take responsibility, and evolve that stands out as his most powerful act. So what's next for Hwang Hyunjin? We'll have to wait and see. But one thing's clear, he's no longer just a visual, he's a story, and he's still writing it.